What's up, YouTube?
Ah, the school bus. It's not just transportation, it's a test of patience, endurance, and occasionally your sense of smell. Everyone's got stories and everyone remembers the cast of characters you'd only find on the yellow prison on wheels. Today we're diving into the chaotic, loud, and downright bizarre world of this school bus. From the moment those doors swing open, you're greeted with that all too familiar smell, a mix of old gym socks, crusty lunches, and something else that would make you question if the bus has ever been fucking cleaned. You walk down that narrow aisle and you're immediately faced with the daily dilemma. Where to sit? It's not just about a seat, it's about survival. If you got the wrong seat, you end up sitting next to the wrong person, and that wrong person can just ruin your day before it's even started. Whether that would be smelling horrible, like, they didn't shower, they smell like shit, music that's playing way too loud, they're arguing with someone and you have to overhear their conversation, or in my case, this is a real photo taken from me back when I was in high school on the school bus. I would wake up and I went on the bus one day, and there was this guy sitting in front of me, and he had this greasy ass man bun that extended from his seat over to mine. So I was facing his man bun the entire morning, and I don't know how to navigate that circumstance. What do I gotta touch it, get it out of my face? But then that's like, well, he's like, why are you touching me? It's like, oh, I don't want to start shit. And this was an extra big problem because I would often lean into the seat in front of me to sleep. Not very comfortable, but when you're waking up at 6 a.m. on 2 hours of nothing, no sleep because you've been up studying and like a Red Bull, then yeah, you're gonna, your body's gonna make yourself fall asleep. In the back, it's pure anarchy. This is where the loudest kids reign supreme, blasting their music so loud you can hear it 3 seats away, even with your own earbuds in. And it's 7 a.m., 6 a.m. at this point, you hate it. And it's also usually the worst music imaginable, like shit you hear all the time, but he's still playing it for some reason. It's that NPC music that you've become hateful of because it's, you hear it everywhere. They specifically curate a playlist to make your ears bleed at 7 a.m. It's just too early for this, but apparently that guy didn't get the memo. Although that's annoying, it's still relatively normal behavior. Playing music is a normal human thing. What is not normal is something that I experienced back in elementary school, was a child on the bus would repeatedly bang his head against the seat in front of him for no reason at all. Now you might be asking, is this guy on the spectrum? Is he autistic? What made him do this, right? No. Literally, he would bang his head against the seat in front of him. No explanation, no context, just pure unfiltered weirdness. You'd think he's listening to heavy metal or something. He's just in his own world, thudding away like he's participating in Morse code with his forehead. It wasn't the entire bus ride either. It would just happen kind of randomly. It was like physical Tourette's almost. Don't know. Not a doctor. Kid was weird. Alright, now back to some more normal behavior that's also coincidentally insufferable. We have the teacher's pet and the bus driver's best friend who are in deep conversation with the driver like they're on a podcast. These dudes sit in the front just to chirp with the bus driver, and honestly, I don't even hate these people. I think teacher's pet is different. I think bus driver's pet is necessary. We don't want the driver crashing out, literally, I guess. But hey, these people riz up the bus drivers. What they do is they sit up in front, they talk about anything from last night's homework to the bus driver's personal life, his plans for the weekend, all that stuff. Only problem is when that kid gets preferential treatment in whatever form that can exist on the bus. I don't know if y'all ever had that. I personally didn't, but there was, in some cases, I know people were forced to swap seats, and there was assigned seating and stuff on some buses, and I think if you were the bus driver's best friend, you could probably bend the rules a little bit when it came to that sort of stuff. But more common, we got the sleeper. That was me, I was the sleeper, but you know the type. Head pressed against the window, mouth wide open, completely zonked out despite the noise and chaos. They've mastered the art of ignoring the world, catching Z's in positions that defy both logic and comfort. Bus hits a pothole or straight up rear ends somebody, they don't flinch. They are still out cold. You kind of almost admire their commitment to unconsciousness. It's beautiful. Only problem is that, sometimes they literally fall asleep past their stop if it's on the way home after school. That's happened to me a few times where I have to be woken up by the bus driver. He's like, wake up! Wake up! I'm like, my fault, man. I'll try to catch up on some sleep. And I never did. Never caught up on that sleep.
The numbers! What are they saying? Reznov! Where are you? Reznov!
I'm sure there's gonna be some stories in the comments of kids who slept through the bus and they weren't found in time. So after everyone got off at school, the kid was still there back at the bus driver wherever they keep the buses. If that happened to you, let me know. We also got the seat hoggers who act like they paid for first class tickets. They spread their bags, jackets, legs, random items across the seats like they're claiming territory. If you ask if you can sit, they give you a look that you just ask for their SSN or something. It's It's the school bus, not a VIP lounge. Relax. It seems like the middle of the bus was the most normal spot. You really just had guys trying to get by, you know, stay out the way. You know why they got sidewalks, right? Because the streets ain't for everyone. These guys would walk on the sidewalk. They're just normal people. They're not too close to the chaos of the back, but far enough from the front to avoid the cringeworthy driver chats. They're in the neutral zone, where the socially awkward and semi-normal coexist in a relative peace. But don't get too comfortable. There's always a risk of catching a stray comment or some shit talking from the back.
You don't think it's weird to fuck 16-year-olds?
It's weird, but they're so hot.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here. Come here. That's what you need.
Of course, I gotta mention the bus driver themselves. You know, some days they're driving like they got a death wish, hitting every fucking pothole, like they're going for extra points. Other days, they're cruising so slow you'd swear they're sightseeing, you know, trying to not get you home as soon as possible. That's the worst, when in the morning, they get to school extra quick, and when they're taking you home, they are extra slow. You're either holding on for your dear life or wondering when you're gonna need to walk the last mile. They're unfazed by everything from the fights to the loud music, to the kid who's having a meltdown in the front seat. You know, they've seen it all and they've clocked out mentally long before you even got on. Really years before you even got on. They've been doing this oftentimes for a while. They say it's not their first rodeo. And then on the ride home, you know, it's at that point everyone's wound up from the day. That weird smell has intensified and the bus has turned into a rolling zoo. The same chaos just turned up a notch. And in the summer, forget it. The bus becomes a sauna on wheels. The windows barely open, everyone's sweating like they're on the sun, and you've crammed in with 40 other kids trying to survive the ride home in like 100-degree heat. It's a miracle that any of us ever made it. Who else do we got? Who did I not mention? Oh, the hot Cheeto girl, obviously. I mean, that's more of a person you encounter in school, but oh yeah, she's on the bus for sure. Her parents are not driving her to school, but you think they want to deal with that shit? Hot Cheeto girl's munching away at 7 a.m. Her breakfast consists of flaming hot Cheetos, and it's somehow the crunching in her mouth is louder than the shit that the dude's playing on the speaker in the back. But even worse than that is the comments that she makes, like, oh, period. And it's like, bro, we haven't even started first. Why are you talking about period? These girls are very loud. They're very annoying. It's like she's fueling up for the day on pure MSG and artificial coloring, leaving behind those iconic red fingerprints on everything she touches. It's great. It's awesome. I love going to a seat knowing immediately who it was occupied by before me. You also had like random fights that would break out on the bus. Those were amazing when, you know, people would start yelling at each other and it would escalate into a fight. Bro, how are you gonna fight on the bus, man? Like, at least wait till you're like not on the bus. I could have worded that better, but you get the idea. It's like, what the hell are we doing? Like, bro, get to school before you fight. And then I think for the most part, the rest of the people on the bus were pretty normal, but yeah, it smelled bad, bad people, but you know, some normal people on there. Yeah, so that's it. That's the school bus experience and all of its chaotic, loud, and
I threw a book in her. Well, that's it, everybody. Hope y'all had a great day.